My father didn't yell when he decided I wasn't worth it. He didn't hesitate. He didn't even look uncomfortable. He just slid my college acceptance letter across the table, like it was a bill he refused to pay. And said, "She's worth the investment. You're not." 4 years later, he would sit in the front row of a graduation ceremony, holding flowers for my twin sister, with absolutely no idea whose name was about to echo through that entire stadium. But that night was where everything changed. My name is Hannah Brooks. And if you've ever been told you weren't enough, then you'll understand exactly what that moment does to a person. Because it doesn't just hurt. It rewrites how you see yourself. We were sitting in our living room in Denver. Same couch. Same coffee table. Same framed photos of birthdays and holidays, pretending we were a normal family. But that night felt different. Quiet. Heavy. Like something permanent was about to happen. My dad sat at the center of the table. In his left hand, my twin sister Chloe's acceptance letter to Briarwood University. Private. Expensive. Prestigious. In his right hand, mine. Northlake State. Not flashy. Not elite. But it was mine. I had worked for it. Earned it. Believed in it. He looked at both letters like he was comparing investments. Not daughters. "We're paying for Briarwood," he said. Chloe gasped immediately. "Oh my God, are you serious?" My mom lit up. "This is amazing. Chloe, we have so much to plan, your dorm, your classes." Then my dad pushed my letter across the table. "Just like that. We won't be paying for Northlake." The words didn't register at first. "What?" I asked. He folded his hands calmly. "Your sister has more potential," he said. "Briarwood is worth the investment." I felt something cold settle in my chest. "And I'm not?" He didn't hesitate. "You'll figure something out. You always do." That was it. No softness. No regret. No pause. Just a decision already made. And the worst part? No one argued with him. Not my mom. Not Chloe. Not even me. Dinner ended like nothing had happened. Chloe talked about dorm themes. My mom suggested color palettes. My dad checked his phone. And I sat there, trying to understand how my life had just been rewritten in one sentence. Later that night, I stood in my room staring at my acceptance letter. Northlake State. It had felt like a beginning. Now it felt like something I wasn't allowed to have. I could have cried. I almost did. But something stopped me. Because deep down, I realized something important. No one was coming to fix this. I sat on my bed. Opened my old laptop, the one Chloe gave me when she got a new one. And typed. Full scholarships for students with no family support. That search? That was the moment everything shifted. Because if I wasn't worth investing in, then I would invest in myself. The next few months felt like living two completely different lives in the same house. On one side, Chloe. Shopping trips. Dorm decor boards. Instagram posts, Briarwood bound 2 hearts. Celebration dinners. On the other side, me. Late nights. Essay drafts. Scholarship applications. Rejection emails. Silence. No one asked how I was doing. No one offered help. No one even noticed. And then something happened? That made everything worse. One evening, I overheard my parents talking in the kitchen. "She'll be fine," my dad said. "She's always been independent." My mom sighed. "I just don't want her to feel left out." There was a pause. Then my dad said something that stuck with me. "She's used to it." That's when I realized. This wasn't new. Chloe had always been the priority. The brighter one. The one worth celebrating. And me? I was the one who adjusted. The night before Chloe left for Briarwood, we had a small send-off dinner. Family friends came. Gifts were opened. Photos were taken. No one mentioned that I was leaving too. Not one person asked, "What about you, Hannah?" I smiled in every picture. But inside? I had already started letting go. 2 weeks later, I left. No party. No celebration. Just 2 suitcases and a quiet goodbye. My dad hugged me briefly. "Take care of yourself," he said. That was it. I got into my car and drove toward a future no one believed in. My new place was nothing like home. Small. Worn down. Barely functional. But it was mine. I dropped my bags. Sat on the edge of the mattress. And for the first time since that night, I let myself feel it. Not sadness. Not anger. Just certainty. Because what I didn't know yet was how hard this was about to get. The next morning started at 4:30 a.m. And by the end of the week, I realized something terrifying. I wasn't just chasing a degree. I was fighting to survive. And as I sat there one night, staring at another rejection email, counting the last dollars in my account, I finally understood what my father had really given me. Not rejection. Freedom. Because the moment he decided I wasn't worth the investment was the moment I stopped waiting for permission. And what I did next changed everything. If you think that was the worst part, you're not ready for what happened next. The first time I realized I might not make it wasn't during class. Wasn't during exams. It was at 5:12 in the morning. Standing behind a coffee counter. Trying not to pass out while someone complained that their latte wasn't hot enough. Meanwhile, my twin sister was posting pictures of her dream life. And for the first time, I started to wonder if my father had been right about me. If you are following, you already know. My dad chose my twin sister Chloe over me. Paid for her dream school. And told me I wasn't worth the investment. So I left. Alone. And tried to build a life no one believed in. What I didn't realize was how hard it would be to survive it. The first week at Northlake felt manageable. New classes. New people. A sense of independence. But by week 2, reality started closing in. Bills. Rent. Books. Food. Transportation. Every single thing had a price. And every price felt like pressure. I got my first paycheck from the coffee shop. Looked at the number. Then looked at my expenses. It wasn't even close. And that's when I made a decision. That would push me to my limit. I got a second job. Cleaning offices at night. So my schedule became this. 4:30 a.m., wake up. 5 a.m., coffee shop. 8:30 a.m., classes. 2 p.m., study. 6 p.m., cleaning job. 10:30 p.m., homework. 12:30 a.m., sleep. Then repeat. At first, I told myself it was temporary. just until things stabilized. But they didn't. They got harder. People talk about college like it's freedom. Friends. Parties. Late-night conversations. That wasn't my reality. I didn't have time to make friends. Didn't have money to go out. Didn't have energy to pretend I was okay. I became invisible. Sit in class. Take notes. Leave. No one knew my story. And I didn't have the energy to explain it. One night, after finishing a shift, I checked my phone. Chloe had posted again. Briarwood. String lights. Perfect dorm. Smiling friends. Caption. Best decision of my life, 2 hearts. I stared at it longer than I should have. Because for a second, I imagined what that life would feel like. Then I closed the app. And went back to work. But the moment that really broke something in me came a few weeks later. Campus emptied for Thanksgiving. Students packed up. Left for home. I stayed. But I still called. Hey, can I talk to Dad? I heard his voice faintly in the background. Then my mom came back on the line. He's busy. That was it. No happy Thanksgiving. No, we miss you. Just. He's busy. Later that night, Chloe posted another photo. Dinner table. Candles. Laughter. 3 seats. I wasn't one of them. That should have hurt. But it didn't. Not the way I expected. Because something had already started changing inside me. I stopped expecting anything from them. The exhaustion started creeping in slowly. First, it was small things. Forgetting assignments. Losing focus. Drinking more coffee just to stay awake. Then it got worse. Headaches. Dizziness. Hands shaking during shifts. But I ignored it. Because I didn't have the luxury of stopping. Until one morning. My body made the decision for me. It was early. Still dark outside. I was halfway through a shift at the coffee shop. The noise started fading. Voices blurred. Lights dimmed. And suddenly, I couldn't feel my legs. The last thing I remember was someone saying my name. Then everything went black. When I woke up, I was on the floor. My manager was kneeling beside me. You scared us, she said. I sat up slowly. Embarrassed. Disoriented. I'm fine, I said. But I wasn't. And deep down, I knew it. That night, I sat in my room. No noise. No distractions. Just me. And the truth I had been avoiding. I was exhausted. Not just physically. Mentally. Emotionally. And for the first time since leaving home, I asked myself something I hadn't dared to think before. What if I can't do this? Because maybe my father was right. Maybe I wasn't built for this. Maybe I wasn't enough. And that thought? That was the most dangerous part. Because once you start believing it, everything changes. 2 days later, I walked into my economics class. Tired. Drained. Barely holding it together. Professor Alan Pierce handed back our exams. I wasn't expecting much. I hadn't slept properly in days. But when I looked down, there it was. A+. Bright red. Impossible to ignore. And underneath it, a note. Stay after class. My stomach dropped. Because I thought I was in trouble. I had no idea. That moment was about to change everything. Because the conversation I was about to have would lead me to an opportunity that would rewrite my entire future. But at that moment, standing there, exhausted, broken, doubting everything, I almost walked away. If you think this is where things get better, you're not ready for what happens next. Watch part 2.
Thanking you for watching Revenge Echo channel. Like, subscribe and comment where you are watching from.